Good afternoon. The ANC says talks around cabinet positions are just about done. The 10 parties who've signed a statement of intent met today. Our political reporter, Juniour Khumalo, has been chasing the story for a week now. He joins us now. Juniour, good afternoon to you. Okay, so what does just about done mean? Does it mean an announcement is imminent?
I think that's what it means, Stephen, but we can't be sure, especially right now with the ANC and the DA not finding each other. We can only speculate that the president is going to announce his new cabinet imminently. But we did speak to the ANC spokesperson, Mahlengi Bengo-Motsiri, today in Sandton at the Inanda Club where these parties were meeting. And she sounded a bit confident about where we are right now. Let's take a listen to what she had to say.
It's a process of consultation that is now has almost drawn to a close. We're confident that the president will make the necessary announcement at the right time, soonest.
All right, so at the right time. I mean, the ANC still maybe, and probably necessarily, because it's a difficult situation, buying themselves a bit of space if they need it.
Indeed, Stephen. But we did confirm with some NEC members from the ANC, about 3 NEC members did confirm that according to what they have been told, there has been an agreement that has been signed. It's in place right now. But they say that the ANC now, what it has to do is to send all NEC members to various provinces, basically to explain to its structures, the provincial structures, why they are giving away certain positions, cabinet positions, especially to the Democratic Alliance, because it seems like the constituents of the ANC might not be too happy about some of the portfolios that are going to be given to the former official opposition.
I mean, this has always been really the tension in this, about the ANC and the DA working together. And of course, as part of that, other parties, the IFP, the Patriotic Alliance, the PAC and others, they're kind of important for this too, because that maybe helps the ANC with this entire plan.
Indeed. So there's about 10 parties in total that have signed onto this government of national unity. So the ANC has to also give these cabinet positions in a proportional manner to all of these parties that are involved. So it's going to be interesting to see who gets which portfolio. But also, it's been a week since the president has been inaugurated. So that's created a vacuum, because when the president is inaugurated, according to Section 94 of the Constitution, then his executive is dissolved. It's a different case when it comes to the security cluster ministers who remain in place until a minister is put in that place. But we spoke to a governance expert who was talking about the challenge when it comes to that is that the executive is full of a lot of acting DGs. So those director generals are acting. So they won't be able to take significant decisions because of the fear that they can't take permanent decisions when they're in an acting position.
I mean, you're an acting director general and suddenly you're almost acting for a minister. It's
Indeed.
a very, very complicated situation to be in. Okay, there are many dynamics at play here on all sorts of levels. And you talk about the ANC, NEC dispatching people to speak to the provinces. It won't just be the ANC that has unhappy members. I mean, there'll be some people in the DA who will say you should have got this or you should have got that. I'm sure the IFP is looking very, very closely. They're quite important to this. The Patriotic Alliance, we know, wants power, as Gayton McKenzie put it. He'll be very disappointed if he doesn't get it.
Indeed. Speaking about the DA, we did see the DA earlier this week just sending that list of about 11 cabinet positions that they are looking to get, and also the deputy minister positions as well. The ANC's Mahlengi Bengo today said that basically that request was unconstitutional. Those were the words that she used. And she said that this would not delay the president in terms of him making the announcement. So it seems like they have found each other. And you're right, the Patriotic Alliance has also requested the Minister of Home Affairs position. They also would like the Minister of Police position. I'm not so sure whether the ANC is willing to give up those portfolios, though.
But Home Affairs is one of the most difficult ministries to run. There's a reason why the minister's always in trouble. You're trying to integrate human behaviour with the law. So, I mean, very interesting to see how that plays out. The smaller parties, your Goods, your Rise Mzansis, your UDMs, I mean, they all have different histories. So Rise Mzansi is brand new. Good has 1 seat, but is led by a political veteran. Sorry, a political person of experience, and Patricia de Lille. General Bantu Holomisa, I mean, would he be anyone's deputy minister? I don't know. Any idea of how all of that's going to play out?
I think the ANC has already been consulting all of these parties, and it seems like the party that it's willing to basically appease at this point is the DA more than anyone else because of the numbers that the DA is bringing in. So parties such as the Good Party we might see Patricia de Lille retaining that portfolio that she had, but for parties such as Rise Mzansi, it's highly unlikely that they might get a cabinet position, but also they do want to have a seat on the table just to be part of that government of national unity, also just to keep the ANC and the other parties accountable. We saw about yesterday when the Umkhonto weSizwe members were finally sworn in. So we also do need opposition parties to hold government accountable. So it's going to be interesting to see who is going to occupy those opposition benches.
And I mean, also we'll see the chairs of committees, they're up for negotiations here too. And one of the big questions going forward is around oversight, because we're used to a large number of quite big parties in some cases involved in oversight, the DA, the EFF, the DA no longer there, the EFF fewer MPs, MK, sure, a bigger opposition party, but, you know, it doesn't have many people with experience, it has a few. So, I mean, the whole tenure, tone, aspect, atmosphere of Parliament is going to change.
It's definitely going to change. We saw the EFF initially asking for a finance minister position, but later changing their tone, saying that they want the chairperson of finance, that portfolio, because they're saying that their deputy president, Floyd Chivambo, is the most capable individual when it comes to economics and finances. So we might see them still talking to the ANC. We saw one of the publications, I think it was News 24, talking about the conversation between the MK party, the EFF, and the ANC still ongoing. When we spoke to Mahlengi Bengu Mutsiri today, she also confirmed that the door was not entirely shut on those parties. So they can still make those negotiations and request those chairpersons of portfolio positions for themselves.
Juniour Khumalo, thank you very much indeed. Do appreciate it. Political correspondent, political reporter. Been very busy the last few days. Maybe still a lot more busyness to come.